All right, it's Tuesday, January 28th, just following up on the SPY. You can see it's followed through here after buying the calls on the 15-minute big green bar towards its pre-market highs. So that's kind of the first target on the day. So I just scaled out to set up a no-risk trade. I bought those 595 calls at 848. I just scaled out at 958, a little over a point higher. They're asking 969 right now, close to 970. And we're going to see, this is a logical pause area, but it doesn't mean we're going to fail. We'll just see what unfolds here. What's interesting about this is we really start breaking through is on the weekly chart, we're coming up now to the midpoint of the prior week. So I discussed this in pretty much detail in the previous video. If you want to go watch it, what it all means in terms of the reference point. As the days go on in the week, we want to see if it just kind of holds here at the midpoint of that and then reverses lower. But the more this gets stronger green, the more difficult it looks to reverse it back below the open of the week and turn this week red. So we're going to find out on the daily chart how this day ends up. We're only 2 days into the week, so it is possible we fail right in here, closing this gap. Something crazy could happen by the end of the day, and then we get a 2-down day tomorrow, which then has a target to take out the open of the week and turn it red. You never know for sure, but right now it's looking pretty strong, and I think it was a good buy either on a red to green move here, as discussed earlier, or where I bought it here, breaking up through the first bar high with a target up here. We're following through pretty strongly above the pre-market high at the moment, which is a good sign. So we're getting, a lot of momentum to the upside after that gap down yesterday. So it's definitely in buy mode. We know the reference points if it wants to reverse and go lower. If not, it's possible if we can get through the halfway point of this weekly bar that we could be heading back up to those highs on a big 3 bar. So that's going to kind of be the reference point now, the midpoint of the prior week, as we work up to fill this gap. Again, this is an area where, anything's possible. So we're going to find out, as the rest of the day goes on. Do we get a nice directional one push up, orderly pause in here, which would make some sense, and then a second push up? Or is this going to be a failure area? And if it does, we know the reference points, to really turn this lower. But for now, we're heading higher after this gap down yesterday, and we'll just see what unfolds with all that context in mind.